Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate that. Did you like how I matched I think I did a good job matching my headband to my shacket. Do you know shackets? It's a shirt and a jacket all in one. In mine, actually, I took off my little sticker that said, I voted today. Oh, I did have the most lovely of compliments. I thought it was just super cute. I was in line voting today and I had signed in at the sign-in desk with my driver's license and my voter card. I was waiting for a little cubby or stand to open up, a little private area, and there was a gentleman who came in behind me, and one of the women behind the check-in desk instructed him to go stand behind that young woman over there in the line. I looked around to see who was around me. Sure enough, I was the only person at the front of the line. He stood behind me and I said out loud, "Did you just call me a young woman?" I said, it's 60 years old, young woman, I'll take it. And she was not like a woman in her late 80s who had said that. She was probably about my age, so I took that as a huge compliment and thought I must be dressed kind of cute today, which leads me into today's episode, talking about judging a book by its cover. Do you do that? Of course you do. Everybody judges a book by the cover. Even books in the bookstore. What do I look at first? The spine of the book? No, I look at the cover to see what it says, see if it's got a cool picture. Sometimes I've bought a book purely because I like the way the cover looks. And certainly looks matter when dating. Today, I just want to talk about that for a bit. Let's have a conversation, see where this leads us. If that's at all interesting, I hope you'll stick around. That's what's on the agenda. Oh yeah, if you're new, I'm Carey, matchmaker, dating coach, and that's what the channel's about. Relationships, dating, and meeting people and determining whether or not they're perhaps a suitable partner. That happens by judging a book by its cover. First of all, as a woman, for safety's sake, we're always judging books by the cover. We're always scoping out wherever we are and who's around us to make sure that we feel safe in environments. I know guys don't think about this, but women are always on high alert, making sure that we are in situations or have not put ourselves in a situation that would be uncomfortable or detrimental to our well-being. So we're constantly searching, scanning, and assessing, which is one way of judging a book by its cover. We have to make snap judgments on whether people are kind or a threat to us, right? Women, we're walking the street after dark, perhaps, walking to our car. We look at people, we have to figure out, is this a threat or is this just a nice person heading home after work? We're taking in a lot of info to make that decision. And the same thing happens on a date. We're taking in a lot of information from this other person, trying to assess whether this is a person we can envision ourselves with long term. Judging a book by a cover can also be seen as listening to your gut instinct about somebody, and that's kind of what we're talking about in the previous setup of women and their safety. Now, I know it would be lovely to think that we are all judged solely for what's inside, but I'll tell you what, our insides are not showing until somebody gets to know us better and we decide that we want to share what's on the inside with another person. So while very often people like to mention in the comments section that we shouldn't judge people, that it's what's inside that counts, sure it is, but that's down the road. First, we've got to get past the initial meeting with people to allow them to be interested enough to want to get to that next level. So let's talk about a couple ways that your book is being judged, to at least make sure that these things are on your mind, that you're at least thinking about them, and then you get to make the choice as to whether they're important to you, whether you care, but you should at least know that people are paying attention. Just getting comfortable here while I'm recalling feedback I had this weekend. A date had gone out. My client was the gentleman who I'd sent out with a lady, and she said she was disappointed that it didn't seem like he'd put much effort into his appearance to meet her. She said his shirt was very wrinkled and he had on an old raggedy jacket. Now, that might be his only jacket, or perhaps it's just the one he wears every day and didn't feel like going further into the closet to get one that he would wear to something that he considered more of a dressy occasion. But there's really no reason for the shirt to be wrinkled. If you don't have a steamer or you don't have an iron, super easy to put something in the dryer with a damp cloth and get the wrinkles out, pull it out while it's still warm and set it on the back of a chair. But your clothes do matter. Wear something that you feel confident in. Something that looks nice and presentable is the key word here when you're going out and meeting somebody on a first date. Some people I know have a date shirt. They have one. It's one shirt that they wear when they are going out on a first date. Did you see the episode about can men and women be just friends? I shared an anecdote about my best guy friend. If you do go watch the video, make sure you check the comment section. He left me a little funny note. I didn't realize it was him until I got to the end of his message. It was cute. My guy friend, he has one style shirt that he wears all the time. If he's not wearing a t-shirt, he's got a black long sleeve dress shirt that he wears out to dinner. He wears it to graduation parties. He wears it if he were going on a date, he'd be wearing that shirt. Wherever he's going, that's his uniform. I have my dating uniform. I've talked about that before and what to wear on a first date. And as a guy, he's got one too. It's dark jeans and a black button-down shirt. And that works for him. As it is, he's got about 15 black shirts because it's all he wears, and he shops maybe once every 5 years. Hey, you do you. But as long as he looks presentable, and actually in a black shirt, the focus is probably on him, his face, his personality, what he's saying, that probably works fairly well for him. A little extra effort to make sure that you look well groomed on a date will take you further than it would if you walk in looking as if you didn't care and you were not prioritizing this person and trying to put in a little extra something to make them feel like they were special enough to warrant that effort. That's the thing people don't think about. It's not only reflecting on you, it's reflecting on how this person thinks you think about them. By the way, those dark colors, if you launder them in cold water and inside out, they'll last a lot longer. Oh my gosh, I got so much flack for suggesting that whitening your teeth was a fairly inexpensive, easy thing to do that will have a huge impact on how you greet the world with your smile, how you can feel confident talking and speaking and smiling at all those that you meet with either Crest White Strips or seeing your dentist. My dental bleaching is free every time I see the dentist for a cleaning, and my molds that I used cost me $250. I've had them for years, and the bleach is free. Ask your dentist if he offers some plan like that. Maybe he would do it if you suggest it. Oh, Tallulah, is he in your bed? Tallulah came to say hello. Hi, Tallulah, you're a little messy baby. Again, I'll wrap up the white smile conversation with whatever makes you confident. I don't ever love to see somebody who covers their mouth when they laugh or smile or talk because they're not confident. Whatever it takes to make you feel like you can smile at whoever you're talking to not be thinking about your face or your smile or your teeth or your outfit is the freedom you're looking for. You don't want to be burdened by worrying about these things or self-conscious about anything. You want to be free to converse and to get to know somebody and to be a good listener, not worried about what your clothes are doing or not, or your smile is presenting or not. So I think it's imperative that we go out there feeling our most confident, and whatever that is for you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what some people do, some helpful hints here, and I've got another one for you. A haircut and well-groomed hands. People are looking at that as well. They're looking if your hair has not been cut since before the pandemic. The hair cutting places have been open for a while, but that little extra something to make sure that before you go out and meet somebody on a date, your hair is well groomed, or you put a comb through it, or a brush at least, and styled it into something that looks nice on your face and presents what you want to show about the entire book. We're going to make some assumptions about who you are based on what you chose. Might be right, might be wrong, but we're making assumptions based on what we see. We have brains that register information based on what we've seen previously. So if what you're presenting is not who you truly are, it might take us a while to put together 2 and 2 to figure out that, the haircut isn't who he is, it's what he's saying now. You're going sleeveless, put a little moisturizer on the dry elbows or on your cuticles. manicure. Doesn't have to be fancy. Well groomed hands so they're not a distraction from what you're saying. And I'll wrap it up just by saying that a little effort goes a long way. I feel you need to do you, but just wanted you to be aware that whatever the cover of your book is presenting, we are making assumptions about it, trying to figure out who you are by paying attention to these things, because that's what our brain is programmed to do. Take first impressions and gauge what we think. And as we learn more, we may discover that we were right or that we were wrong. But interesting to think about the fact that what this cover looks like may determine whether somebody wants to read the entire book. I hope you found that interesting or helpful. If you did, please, as Mom is suggesting, give the episode a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe and come back sometime, so maybe hit the ring bell and the subscribe button, and we can hang out again sometime soon. I'll look forward to having you back, and until then, have a good one. Tallulah went to go lie in her bed, and she didn't realize that Frank the cat was already in there. Confiscated her crate with her little cozy Christmas blanket in there. Aw, yeah, did he take your bed? Where are your eyes? Your hair's so messy, you have no eyes. Oh my, let's see. There she is. Is that your little face now, huh? Is that your little face? Is that your little face? Oh, he likes that. Oh, it's that little funny noise you're making. Are you holding my arm? Hmm?